The hatred has got to stop, and I promised that I would be talking about this because even today, for example, we have just had a weekend where there's been 2 shootings, and one was motivated by religious hatred, and one was motivated by both ethnic and religious hatred. And another shooting, the UNC shooting, was motivated by religious hatred, despite what people are saying in terms of the parking lot shtick. And now there are reports coming out that one of the kids in the shooting was anti-Semitic and whatever else, and he might have been certainly misguided if those tweets that are attributed to him are really tweets. We can't even say that they're really his. It could just be, whatever it is, and let's just wait till all the facts come out. And in terms of the 2 shootings this weekend, the one was in France, not France, both were in Denmark, and the one was, for lack of a better term, reminiscent of the Charlie Hebdo shooting, and the other was at a synagogue in Copenhagen. And actually, as I recall, both events were I shouldn't say both events, but one was at a cultural event in Copenhagen, and one was at a synagogue in Copenhagen where a bar mitzvah ceremony was happening, and one man was murdered at the synagogue, and 2 others were injured, and then one was murdered at the cultural event, and 2 or 3 others were injured. And there's just been all other kinds of hatred, and of course I continue to receive hatred from groups such as the so-called Black Hebrews, and there's been other hatred as well, including on Facebook, and I'm going to post a link in the description about a petition that I set up so that some of the hatred can get removed. And it's not just hatred against Jews, although there's certainly been that kind of hatred, and even I reported a comment recently where someone commented about something along the lines of quote-unquote rich Jews, and there was one person who said to someone, "You're a good guy even though you're a Jew." And there's been other comments in the past, like, and forgive my language, someone called Obama a quote-unquote black boon, and there's been other racist comments about him from the same person. There have been racist comments against Arabs, Hispanics, and other people, and Facebook hasn't done a darn about those. And there's also a lot of hatred on Twitter that Twitter hasn't done much about, and this hatred's just got to stop. And if you want to argue a point, you can argue the point without attacking the person, and I've seen so many people attacked and not the point just argued. And again, this hatred of someone based on their ethnicity, their religion, their whatever. And I'm not saying, I mean, you can even, for lack of a better term, you can even hate their religion. You don't have to hate them. If you find their religious views repulsive, if you find their political views repulsive, if you find whatever repulsive, that's no reason to attack them personally. And included in attacking someone personally is, of course, slandering them, and there's just no reason to slander them. For example, you might find, for lack of a better term, you might find Messianic Judaism or Christianity repulsive, or you might find Islam or Mohammedanism repulsive. You might find whatever other religious view repulsive. That doesn't mean that you have to attack someone because he is... You don't have to attack someone because he identifies as Islamic, and if he's Arab or if he's Indonesian, you don't have to attack him based on that. You can just say, listen, I don't like your religious view, I don't like whatever. Or even then, you can find common ground, and you could say, as for the other points, we'll have to agree to disagree, though you do have the right to your opinion, and again, even if I don't agree with you, and even if you don't think that I have the right to my opinion, I'm going to respect your right to have your opinion. And so again, the hatred's got to stop, and just hate begetting hate, and it's not really, it's not really good. And I'm not saying there haven't been times when I've been hateful. I'll be the first to admit that I haven't always handled things appropriately, and I've said things that I shouldn't have said, and it's not like I'm perfect, and sometimes I say things that I shouldn't, and so it's not like I'm just sitting here saying, oh, stop hating, and, I'm above the hatred and all that. Believe me, I have my own issues, and I'm saying that, the hatred just has to stop in general, and a part of stopping the hatred is making sure that when you see hatred, you, call out the hatred, or you report the hatred, and you also look to make sure that you don't have that kind of hatred. And, you might even want to look at yourself first and say, if you notice someone's hatred, okay, do I have that kind of hatred? And if I do I need to work on not being hateful? And so, again, whatever the case may be, just a hatred based on someone's ethnicity. Okay, let me put it this way. So, as I said before, hating someone based on their ethnicity, religion, political views, what have you, is not acceptable, even though you can hate their religious views, you can hate their political views, you can hate whatever else. Again, you don't have to hate the person to hate their religious and political views, and you don't have to, I guess, whatever. And so there's that, and like I said, I'm going to put the petition in the description, and I'm going to just also talk about, some other stuff, I guess. I even want people to see that blog entry that I wrote on Friday, because I think it covers it. And there's another form of hatred, too, not sticking with someone in their rough times, because you're saying to them, I don't care enough about you to be there for you in your rough times, and I'm just going to completely ditch you. That, in a way, is a form of hatred, because you're saying to them, you're not worth it to me to bear your burdens. And I guess I've said enough, and Shavua Tov, and I know that Adar is coming up, so Chodesh Tov, and I guess, what else can I say? And as I said enough.